We are rolling, Pikachu. That's right. Welcome. 4 o'clock. Time to rock. Drop your cocks and grab your socks. It's 4 in the bloody afternoon. It's bloody well evening, isn't it? When is it evening officially? I've looked this up before. I'll look it up again. Hi, how are you? It's New Comic Book Day here at the Comics Talk with Reverend Sully, here at your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality. Home of the MGTOW Morning Show. It used to be about spirituality and gratitude. It still is. That's the joke. I'm going to sucker you in with some provocative headlines, some clickbait. This is how it's done on YouTube. I'm going to sucker you in and make you stay for the good home cooking. Indeed. Huzzah. I moved the microphone back. You know, the whole, hey, look at my microphone boom and pins thing. I had, let's go back to what works best. And that's just comic book talk. Me, you, the gang, hanging out 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern on a Wednesday afternoon. New Comic Book Day. That's when new comic books come out at our LCS, our local comic book shop. That is right. Let's see. Yeah. What are you getting today? I go to my comic book shop every Wednesday. I get new funny books, and I have for the better part of 2 years. I took a sabbatical from reading for a while. That was basically more about Tom King's Heroes in Crisis. And yeah, there's nothing left to much say about that. And but I'll probably have something to say eventually about Joshua Williamson's current Green Arrow book, of which is returning the story notes that came out of Heroes in Crisis. And it's a new week, and hopefully we're at my local comic book shop together. And okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 times 8. 80, 32, 100. There are 113 books solicited this week at leagueofcomicgeeks.com. That's where we go to check out the because my microphone's now it's back in front of my monitor, and it's really impractical, but no. Here we go. And we are here at leagueofcomicgeeks.com/comics/new-comics. And these are the new offerings. I like to start at the bottom of the list and just work our way up just a little bit. Sometimes you're going to find something that you might have missed. And even you're like, maybe I should be asking my comic book shop to put this on my pull list. Now I can, because I have a pull list. So I can just send them an email, just send them an email. Pika, do not touch the buttons. You do not have consent or permission to touch the buttons here at the show. Wow. It's really dingy in here. The light is poor. But the quality is always aces. That's right. Stay for the home cooking. Let's see. Choco Leche from Scout Comics. The much ballyhooed Scout Comics. Oh man, no thanks. It's writer artist Lee Harris. Looks like it got solicited for one issue. When the son of the most famous luchador in Slam Juan is put in a coma, the Choco Leche team must begrudgingly come back to find the person responsible while saving the city from a giant bedpan monster. Oh, a bedpan. Well, hopefully it's good, and it's got one variant cover. Scout Comics has had a lot of press lately. Are they paying their creators? Are they in trouble? I don't know. I mean, you've heard it here before too. We've seen. I was buying. I bought Scout Comics. What did I buy? I bought the Unicorn, the Vampire Slayer one. I got Count Dante. All 6 of those. But the story kind of elevated the digital aspect of the art. If you're a longtime viewer, you know how I feel about digital art. If you're a new viewer, hey, let me tell you how I feel about digital assisted art and comic books, and also the illusion of the print publication industry and trying to keep this illusion of market share. And something like, does Scout Comics need to be publishing floppies? Can't these stories, wouldn't they be suited better wouldn't they fare better in a more fitting medium or media, such as, media is the plural of medium. So the singular medium, displays, tablets, digital subscriptions, something red on a backlit screen that's like, or even the trade paperback, or even a Tonkabon style digest format to compete in that marketplace. If manga is kicking your ass, where is the American manga to compete? I'm just asking questions, Let's see, what else? There's K-Less #1 from Silverline Comics, $4.99. In 1967, the CIA sent astronauts into space and lost them until today, when Scott Anders crashes to the ground. Dun dun dun. K-Less #1. But is it me, or is this some kind of like, Kahless is a Star Trek The Next Generation character, the legendary Klingon. This is not a Star Trek book. And what is the secret of Kahless? The answer to this mystery start here. $4.99, 32 pages. And it's from Silverline Comics. Indeed. These are the comics I should be reading. I should be checking these out. Ghosts on the Water. In the Maori culture, water is life and death. And so this is probably set in New Zealand. I have friends in New Zealand. Good friends in New Zealand. I'm always welcome to come visit half a world away and then in a different hemisphere. It would be nice. This has been solicited for 3 issues. But saying back about Scout Comics, if you know more about Scout Comics than I do, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. I just know what I've been watching on the shows of our culture about comic books. And that Scout Comics may be on shaky ground. And oh yeah, there's an Archie comic. Let's see. A Haunting on Mars. But we were buying Oswald and the Star Chaser on Scout Comics. Issues 1 and 2 came out. Issue 3 has been solicited for month after month after month. There are 5 issues that were shown in the solicits. And issues 3, 4, and 5 were never released. which is interesting because I was on the fence about buying more anyway. Yet, I did take a chance on a new title on a comic, and but yeah, there are a lot of Scout comics being solicited this week. A Haunting on Mars 2, Lipstick Clicka. Clicka, is that how you say it? There's Mitch 2 and 3. There's The Veil. That's a lot of Scout. This Little Piggy. There's a lot of Scout. Roman Ritual. Rad Wraith. There's a Dust number 6. Sure, I got Dust number 1, and that's a good example of like what doesn't turn me on with comics. Blow this up to 4. And let's go to the top of the page. And let's check in with our buddy Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider-Man, in issue number 45. The gang war is over. And we got new artists. No, thank you. Skip ad. Great cover by John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna, once again. But Carmen Canero and Marcio Menez are now our artists. I, for one, I just relish John Romita Jr.'s art and his visual style, his storytelling, his pacing, his panels. Yes, have we memory hold issue 26, the famous death of Kamala Khan that she got better. It was comic book death. She was back within weeks. I saw a fallen friend on the shelf at my LCS. The Kamala Khan tribute issue. We've got 2, 3, 4, 6 variant covers. I really kind of like this black and white What If cover, this Disney cover. I like that a lot. Let's see. And it's in color. Oh, it's in color too. Oh, okay, whatever. That's really cool. And it's fun. I wonder if it's how much extra it is. It usually goes for $4.99. Yeah, $4.99. 28 pages, which is 20 pages of story and art, as you know, as sequential panels, the comic book. Alrighty. But let's see. Action Comics 1063. I found out that this is only a 3-issue arc. So yeah, but I'm still I don't really like Bizarro stories too much. So it hasn't been, it fell off my list, but I still am buying Superman. I still got Superman on yeah. We got Wolverine 45. This has been entertaining as all heck. It's the Sabretooth War Part 5. I bought it. I'm in. I'm buying this one. It's on my pull list. It's we've got, oh God, it's the Mark Brooks headshot, everybody. Look, everyone. It's Wolverine constipated. And this is the line art. So that's everything. Everything else is digital gobbledygook. Gobbledygook. What is gobbledygook? Gobbledygook. 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 It's a language that is meaningless or is made unintelligible by excess use of abstruse technical terms. Nonsense. Gobbledygook. All right. The technobabble, like in Star Trek, technobabble. There's not much to say about this book besides, the 3-month solicits of Diamond and previews. That's the culture that's been going, that's the direct market. And so spoilers are really like 3 months in advance. So I've seen the May solicits for Wolverine 50, Sabretooth War Part 10 of 10. And so, yet everything is based before Fall of the House of X. So there's like kind of no tension because it's all going to end up fine or typical for Wolverine. Yet, I guess it's the story told and the art along the way. This is really over the top. It's really gory. It's hyper violent. It's some peak Wolverine that, the only thing missing is beer and cigars for him. And as we all know, I love blister pack mock-ups. I don't have many. Well, because, I'll have to ask at the shop. Do you have the X-Men 97 cover? Maybe I can, call ahead and be like, I'll take that. Because I'm buying this issue anyway. I would love to get, but do I need 2 copies of it? No, I don't. I don't want 2 copies of something usually. Unless it's like a key issue. Like I bought 3 copies of Green Lantern number 6 by Jeremy Adams in Germanico. And because it's a key issue. It's the first appearance of Razor in the DC comic books. Razor was strictly animated series only, both Green Lantern, the animated series, and Young Justice. And there's not much to say about Wolverine Sabretooth War. It's just out and out a bloody good time. Here's been something been looking forward to. It's been issue 6 months now. Oh, just like the end of story arc. One will stand, one will fall. The Autobots versus the Decepticons. This is it, and someone isn't going to survive. 399, 32 pages. Daniel Warren Johnson. Great coloring by Mike Spiecer here. Russ Wooten's lettering is outstanding. Great variant covers. And Darren Warren Johnson is stepping aside of his art duties after this issue as well. So, but he's going to continue to write it, at least for the next 6 issues, I believe. So, let's see. Let's look at some covers. Because if we shrink it, we get to see a bunch of heads. So we got issues 7 and 8 have been solicited. And let's look. Yeah, Jorge Corona will be doing the art. And we still have some Philip Kennedy Johnson covers. And that is a gendered Autobot. That's a chick. It's a chick. The return of Spoiler will change the war on Cybertron forever. Great. Welcome to Cybertron. We're going to go to Cybertron next, ladies and gentlemen. But it's a fun comic book. It also, I'm in for the upcoming, coming out in June for Energon Universe, is Destro and Scarlet. I'm in for that. Batman and Robin number 7. Here's one I'll be getting. Green Lantern number 9 by Jeremy Adams and the return of Germanico. Hal Jordan trapped on Earth, unable to leave the atmosphere. The Green Lantern looks for help from a mystical source, which leads him to a mysterious gateway and surprising answers to the origin of Hal's ring with a backup feature. The Trial of Jessica Cruz. Whoa, Jessica, what did you do now? We've got 3 incentive covers, 2 variant covers, and 1 incentive cover, a 1 in 25 cover. It's good stuff. It really is. Proof of the pudding is on the plate, and I keep buying it. If I didn't like it, I would stop buying it. Look at Action Comics. Look at Flash. Look at Zdarsky's Batman. I mean, and by all rights, I should be buying Tech as a floppy. And the current Catwoman. And the current Poison Ivy. I mean, the House of the Bat is kind of strong. It would, and that's, we'll see what happens there. Ben Abernathy has stepped down. Katie Cooper is going to sit in that chair of the Bat Family group editor, and we will see where we go from there. We got some wonderful Alex Ross covers here, and once again, the floating head of Mark Brooks. There we go. See, that's the line art. That's what he sketched out. All right. And everything else is digital. You know, so color me unimpressed with that. Is this Al Ewing's? Yeah, Al Ewing is writing this. It's I don't know. It's $4.99, 28 pages. So that's 20 pages of story and art, you know. But the last issue was really good. I'll put it that much. I mean, the art was so impressive. Yet, I mean, the story. I kind of. I'll face it. I mean, sometimes I'm reading everything. These are usually in my digital pirate chest, but I as a lifelong reader, I've never been a Thor reader. I read Daredevil. Like, I've never been a Hulk reader. I read X-Men. Like, I've never been a Doctor Strange reader. I buy Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man and Marvel Team Up and Web of Spider-Man. You know, we have our flavors. I'm not a Moon Knight kind of guy. I was more of a original Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider kind of kid. You know, the Immortal Thor. But it's okay. I mean, it's not terrible. Ooh, Ultimate Black Panther #2. This is a really good book. I'm not buying it. I'm like, I don't know about you. I don't know what your spending habits are. I don't know what your tastes are, or what your physical space is like, what you take chances on. You know, I don't know what that's like for you. I'm not going to make your story up for you. But what I am going to do is give things a try, buy the things I want to buy, and sometimes you just have to give a pass to something that might be really good. But do you have space for everything? I don't really. I mean, I have to be conservative with the limitations of my resources. I can't be just opening my borders and allowing all of these illegal migrant floppies in, you know, unchecked, unvetted, unvaxxed. All right. Okay. I just know. Real world intersection, Sully. Don't do that. You're ruining comics with that. But Black Panther was really good. Ultimate Black Panther was really good. Great art. I'm looking forward to reading it again. and keeping my eye on it. But I'm buying Ultimate Spider-Man and I'm buying Ultimate X-Men to start, So I might change my mind. Drop one. You can always go back and buy the others. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Everyone's favorite. Greg Bupak. That's right. Oh, Lionel Yu art though. It's Star Wars Darth Vader, and it's about the Schism Imperial, and this is boring stuff. We got three variant covers. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. There's just the less said, the better. I read all of these Star Wars comic books I get in my pirate chest, my digital pirate chest. If there was something good to be said about Greg Pak's work, I would be saying it. He's blocked me on Twitter for no other reason that I'm on a group list, that I'm adjacent to stinky people that they might not like. I think that kind of stuff is odious and in a way dehumanizing too. It's like you've been put on a list. I mean, who got you this list? Did you make this list yourself, or did somebody give you? How is this list, compiled? I mean, what are the criteria of making this list? I mean, is there room for negotiation? And the most salient thing for me is, how am I supposed to buy your work ever again? You fucking loser. This is more about you than me. It disparages the product. It's their personal Twitter account. But the whole thing about the whole bullshit culture war. I mean, how am I supposed to buy your comic? I'm just supposed to. I'm supposed to be forgiving. I'm supposed to overlook this. I'm supposed to be kind and be, oh, that's okay. Just Mr. Pak is just a fussy individual, and he really doesn't like some people, but he likes their money. Yeah, huh? I mean, seriously, but if I had something good to say about his work, I would be saying it. I would. I'm that kind of guy. That's who I am. I will block you, but it's always based upon a very negative personal interaction on X Twitter. Seriously. I will block. I block. Yeah, sure. But it's based in like a personal interaction. Seriously. And several, you know what I mean? Or just be like, okay, you can say enough of that. You curate your timeline. I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. Chip Zdarsky is tearing it up on Avengers Twilight, but let's see if he can land this. I mean, that's something I actively think about when it comes to this. This has been solicited for 6 issues, and it's a 6-issue mini, and wow, oh boy, once again we have our Mark Brooks floating head variant cover. Oh gosh. Yep, and that is what Mark Brooks got paid for. He gets paid top dollar. I'm not bagging on him. I most definitely team all caps. I know those two don't like each other. Okay. I'm not, Mr. Brooks is hireable. He's got that. This is like, he's on the Marvel team. He's been on the Marvel team. This is what he does. But this is all he did for this. This is supposed to be Vision. How would you know if this was Vision? You were not going to know until it hits with the colorist. But this could be like, I mean, just like this is line art, and he gets paid top dollar for something like this. And then it becomes something like this digitally. Yeah. So, but it's a good book. It really is. It's just like it's sold with a narrative box that's Steve Rogers' internal monologue, and it comes off a lot tonally, and a lot like Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. So much so that it's a point of contention and derision with we the fanboys, with we the fans here, the fandom, the fellowship, the menace, your worst nightmare, and your best friend. Follow the House of X #3. I've been liking this book, and it's okay to get shit for that. It's fun. That's what we do. We bust each other's balls. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like why you like it. How do you like this? Wow. Here, look at the covers. We've got, once again, look, this is the headshot. This is the sketch. This is what you know, that's Jubilee. That's great. You know, the glasses, the bubble gum, and then everything after that. Oops. Hello. Oh. We have a beach exclusive. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what's that page rate for that. But look at that. Yeah, everything else is just, it's all digital. And look at that, like, you know, we can see, like, you know, the inside of her, you know, you can see like that space between your nose and you can see her blowing the bubble there. And that was not part of the line art. That was texture all added after the fact. Interesting. I like art. I mean, seriously. And so, like, you know, geez, like, it's a good gig. This is going 5 issues, I believe. Yep. But this has been some, you know, decent Duggan. And he's got, see, I don't want to, I literally friends of friends with him. And I've met him at Comic-Cons, and I'm nice to him, and he's nice to me. And just like, I mean, what does that have to do about being critical about his work? I mean, I am not a critic. Here, hold on. Hi, we're going to have a rant real quick. I want to 3322, huh? All right. I am not a critic. I am a customer, my guest. And we have a voice. Our dissatisfaction in comments are part of a cycle that self-corrects our industries. I'm a chef. I need an amount of feedback. There's feedback, and then there's criticism, okay? Because I grew up in the 1980s, and there was and I'm a huge movie fan. And there was a huge TV show that was on once a week that it was called At the Movies with Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. And these were 2 Chicago-based movie critics, and they had a half an hour show. So it was part like preview show, because back in the 20th century, we didn't have all this immediate access to footage of our favorite and anticipated upcoming movies. So we could see preview footage, and we can see, like just the trailer stuff. And they would show the trailer stuff, and then they would talk about the movie. There would be thumbs up and thumbs down, and a simple system. And they would often disagree, and they were a cultural phenomenon as well. But they were trained critics hired by a newspapers. I mean, they worked for different newspapers, and they were the film critics of the newspapers in Chicago, a big American city. So their words have a lot of clout, and their opinions can shape people's choices. These are real critics, art critics, food critics, people with trained palates, people with a trained eye, a trained ear, a trained nose. Okay, what training have we had besides our spending habits and our dissatisfactions, and also a lot of pack mentality going along with what's the cause celeb, especially now with this YouTube reach? I am not a critic. I am a customer. I am a guest. I am a rider. If I'm riding public transportation or a plane, you know what I mean? I can give, there is a difference between criticism and feedback. I mean, a real critic, a trained critic can probably has an almost level of knowledge and comparison that could even, get into the banal of it all. Like, I mean, just imagine this is slightly reminiscent of a 1953 French film that got something like that. It's just that esoteric knowledge, yet you are a trained critic and you have that level of comparison and that knowledge of art. So I'm not saying that what we say is bunk. I am saying that we make a big deal out of criticism and being critical of, but are we being critical? Because the last time I checked, being critical is a very precise thinking tool. It's about asking the right questions. It's about asking certain questions. It's about cutting away at the fat of an argument and getting down to its leanest meat and bones, using tried and true arguing methods. I get a lot from Carl Sagan. I really do. It's called the Baloney Detection Kit, and I'm going to share it with you real quick. It's some of the basis of it's gone a very long way with me for the past 30 years or so. It's about critical thinking, but a lot of this translates into criticisms as well. And do you just don't like it? Are you going along with the herd? But Sagan argues this isn't merely a tool of science, but it contains invaluable tools of healthy skepticism that apply just as elegantly and just as necessarily to everyday life. By adopting the kit, we can shield ourselves against clueless guile and deliberate manipulation. This is the baloney detection kit. So that's a lot of a criticism is about, hey, is this a good fine steak or is this some baloney? And for you to detect that, you need to have a trained palate, a trained mind for it. So I'm not saying that our feedback is very critical, is very essential rather to these industries. I know this as being a chef. I need feedback. Yeah, this is great. If there's a chain in an argument, every link in the chain must work, including the premise. Occam's razor, the convenient rule of thumb, urges us when faced with two hypotheses that explain the data equally well to choose the simpler. And then it goes on, the 20 most common and perilous logical fallacies in an argument: the ad hominem, the argument from authority, argument from adverse consequences, the appeal to ignorance, special pleading, begging the question or assuming the answer, the enumeration of favorable circumstances, statistics of small numbers. Hello. Like, isn't that like the Facebook poll that proved that 50% of all comic book readers are women? The misunderstanding of the nature of statistics, inconsistency, non sequitur, post hoc ergo propter hoc. It happened after, so it was caused by. That's like correlation is not causation. The meaningless question, the excluded middle, or the fault. That's the false dichotomy. Short term versus long term, slippery slope, confusion of correlation and causation. The straw man, which you've heard all. I would like to go a day on Twitter without hearing the word straw man. It's like everyone knows the word straw man, but do you know what it really means? It means to make a caricature, a cartoon, a pastiche, something just like really overblown and just representative of to make it easier to attack. And suppressed evidence and half-truths and weasel words. This is powerful knowledge for any human being, but also as a group of people that embrace having fun and liking these stories and feeling that our voices aren't being heard, especially with when it comes to, we spend a lot of money on these things. We spend a lot of time on these things and resources like physical space at home. And then like, why isn't our feedback getting back to the chef? Why is the chef keep putting too much heat into this plate? It doesn't need to be this spicy. Can you please not feed me something that's spicy? Go somewhere else. There's that too. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 149 on IDW Publishing. It's the road to 150. And where I think Jason Aaron will be taking over at 151. Let's just check that. Sophie Campbell's last issue is in the next issue, I believe. Okay, so it's only solicited up to 150. There is no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 151. The epic finale of writer Sophie Campbell setting the stage. So there might be a new number one, perhaps? I don't read IDW Turtles, really. I mean, I'm a Mirage Studios fan from high school in the late 80s. I love the Turtles. Like Last Ronin 2, Re-Evolution was pretty fun for me because it follows the Mirage Studios origin story and not the convoluted IDW reboot. Dead X-Men number 3. All right, this will be over soon. Got 2 more issues. The finale of Wesley Dodd's The Sandman number 6 by Robert Venditti and Riley Rossmo. Lots of people bag on Riley Rossmo. I don't. I think his style fits the tone of this book. This has been, for me, the strongest of the new Golden Age books, with Jeremy Adams, The Flash, Jay Garrick, The Flash at number 2, and in last place, I'm sorry, is Tim Sheridan and C.M. Tormey's Alan Scott, The Green Lantern. You can say what you want to say about it, I guess. I mean, I would like to be part of a conversation about that book, but the Tim Sheridan, the writer, will automatically block you, regardless of your intent or where you're coming from. You have to be an ally in order to have a voice. These people scare me. Seriously. That's just like, It's a mental exercise. It's like, I have chosen that you are unworthy to listen to. I'm putting you on a list, and I'm going to like silence you all out of sheer fiat. Yeah. But this is fun. It's fun. It's artsy. Riley Rossmo got a lot going on for the art and the line art, and then comes a whole bunch of digital effects they heap on top of that. So it's been like my least favorite part of that book is all the digital stuff. But it makes it's easier. It makes life easier on the producers and the creators and the publishers. I know. Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. Peter David returns to Symbiote Spider-Man. Indeed. That sounds interesting. Really. Got a nice Lionel Francis Yu cover. We've got 6 variant covers. Wow. So yeah, I'm really unfamiliar with Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. I didn't know that Miguel O'Hara was bonded to Venom at any time. Of course, it's kind of obvious the story would go there. We get Carnage number 5 by Torrin Grönbeck. This is really good, in my humble opinion. It's over the top. It's gory. It's horror, and it's been pretty fun. And it's had some pretty decent art. It's part 2 of Symbiosis Necrosis, and yeah, I'm really not into the whole symbiote thing, but this has been entertaining as a superhero comic book, as a Marvel funny book. Yeah, there we go. I like the pause button. See, this is the Wednesday episode. It's pre-recorded before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals. I have to keep a work-life balance. But we do a live show on Sundays, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We review all the comics that were fit to be read by this individual, and you'll see the comics I actually bought from my local comic book shop, my LCS. So tune in. We do twice a week. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see. Yeah, when you're, I don't know if women suffer from this, or or what type of women suffer from it, but for the typical 20th century biological male, you got to get up out of your chair every once in a while and kind of like, you want to like tug at your manhood just a little bit to be like, things are starting to fall asleep, lack of blood circulation. Do a couple of circles around the room, shake your legs, shake your thighs. You know what I mean? Hey, put on a little powder too. Whatever floats your boat. Now, this is a really good one. Fish Flies number 5 by Jeff Lemire. These are 60-page comic books. These are like 60-page issues. They're $6.99. This is 5. I wonder how many more. There's one more of. Yeah, I believe there's only one. Yeah, that's about it. And maybe it doesn't say anything about concludes or final issue there, but and those are the Mesa illicits too. Fish Flies. How to describe it? Let's go back to issue 1. This came out on July 12th, 2023. I missed this issue. I didn't read it. It's a miniseries premiere. Jeff Lemire brings you a new tale of small-town surrealist horror in this special extra-length debut issue. When a brutal and violent crime puts the life of an innocent teenage boy in the balance, it sets off a chain of events in the bucolic Bell River, Ontario, that will permanently change several residents' lives. And as the manhunt heats up, a lonely girl named Franny Fox will form an unlikely friendship with a fugitive that leads him on an odyssey of discovery and redemption. Yeah, so there are 6 of these. Indeed. That's going to be quite a collection. It's a nice big story, all just, and it's unique. It's insular to its own world. This is a comic book. I say that sometimes, and it's not meant to, have any kind of negativity or gatekeepings involved here. It's about an example of the medium, not through the lens of the big 2 superheroes, because comics are more than our continuity and our superheroes and the big 2 and the licensed stuff that we enjoy. Comics are storytelling, it's sequential art, and it has rules. It's a thing. So Fish Flies is probably a comic book you probably have not heard of. And these are the comics that we should be paying attention to. And comics like them too, because Jeff Lemire is a big name, and this is on Image. And I wonder what the circulation is on this. See, there is no transparency in data anymore. Now, not to say there is plenty of data. Don't ever think that the comic book companies don't know exactly down to the penny what's going on, down to the inch, down to the page, some stuff like that, like what their circulation is. Truly, I mean, I wonder what the circulation on Fish Flies is. I wonder how many issues were produced and sent out. Did it sell out? Did it go to a second? I don't think it went to a second printing, did it? I mean, it's interesting. And then the whole, what I like to call as the illusion of the marketplace, about serializing a story that doesn't quite have to be serialized. But people like serialized storytelling, don't we? Maybe if you watch TV, it's about binge, dropping an entire season at once, or releasing it every Wednesday at midnight. Which work better? I don't know. We don't have answers here. All we have are more questions. But we ask questions. We ask better questions too. And ask very well-crafted questions. And using Carl Sagan's baloney detection kit as one of your lenses, one of your many lenses on how to achieve truth and satisfaction. Especially like about criticism. Yeah. I mean, thank you for letting me talk about that. Because as comic book fans, I mean, why are we critics? Do I have the proper training to claim that I am a critic? Or is it better just to say that I am a guest and I am a customer and this is my feedback? I'm not sure if I kind of like that. I'm not sure if, I'm quite positive I don't like all this digital malarkey, but I do understand that it helps the work-life balance of the creators involved. Long gone are the days where, like, John Romita Sr. is like poring over his desk, his angled tilted desk and spot lamp, and having to meet deadlines. I mean, just Thundercats number 2. Let's see if there's a huge drop off. This is Dynamite had this insanely huge amount of variant covers for this last month. It was much ballyhooed. There was pomp and circumstance, and it's not even a key issue. I mean, the first Thundercat comic books were like in 1986, 85, 86 off Marvel Comics, and there's Star Comics imprint. And then there was a DC Wildcats Thundercats book I believe in the early aughts. Help me out there. If you're here, know that in the chat. I can look it up, and I don't want to. I'd rather have a conversation with you guys. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Look at all these variant covers. Darn. But if you like Thundercats, have a good time with it. I mean, the first issue wasn't all that bad. There are a couple of like design tweaks to the classic characters. So there's people are like, Tigra and Chitara look weird, and they do, because they don't look toyetic. They don't look accurate to the original source material. So, I know exactly, but see, what if Venom number 2? We have got Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. What is this? And is this the new Ghost Rider? This is done by Ben Percy with art by Danny Kim. And we have that's right. Oh yeah, spoiler culture. Yeah, the next Ghost Rider will be the Hood, Parker Robbins. But that might be, just temporary, just because it's like I think Parker Robbins wants power and or something. But by the end of this, that Parker Robbins, the Hood, is not going to be Ghost Rider. It's probably, it's going to be the real next Ghost Rider. This is just the story that gets us there, in my humble opinion. But it says it's Legacy number 265. So this is billed as Ghost Rider Final Vengeance number 1. $4.99, 40 pages. And but we have a legacy number on the trade press. And we have 4, 5, 6, 7 variant covers for this issue 1, which is basically the first part. Oh gosh, Marvel's numbering, boy. But at least, weren't they the ones that innovated the legacy numbering in the big 2 comics? Like, DC took a long time for DC to, come around with some respect for us with that. Outsiders number 5. How many more issues in this fucking thing? 7? Let's see. The guy. Wow. Oof. Okay. And hopefully this will be 7 issues, and that's that. It doesn't say final issue, though. The Truth Unleashed. It's $4.99 for 32 pages, though. Lansing and Kelly playing. It's Lansing and Kelly playing their best. I'm being nice there. There are 2 comic books that Lansing and Kelly are working on that were former Warren Ellis books. Warren Ellis cannot be hired by Marvel Comics right now. Either he's too expensive, Marvel can't afford his rates, or there's tortious interference going on, preventing, what laws were broken? I don't know. Hearts were broken, though. But Lansing and Kelly are also doing the Thunderbolts on Marvel, which is thankfully has come to a close. But both Lansing and Kelly are trying to do their best Warren Ellis. And it's like, Warren Ellis is out there. You can hire him. You make the best stories. You can even pair him with, just the best artists. And they just sell because they're reliable and on brand. I mean, if you wanted to do Outsiders, this DC Prime Earth Zero version of Warren Ellis and John Cassaday's Planetary. I mean, I understand we have to pass the baton. We have to let younger artists, younger voices work, lead, and take jobs. All right, we'd be completely jaded to presume, just keep giving work to Warren. But it's like, this is Warren's work. What works best? I mean, yeah. So No One, number 8 off Image. I Hate Fairyland, number 12 from Image. The One Hand, number 2 from Image. And also Dark Ride, number 11 from Image. I've read all 4 of these, and they were in my pirate chest. Let me tell you, like once a month, I'll get an Image pirate chest, and it's fun. It's nice to see other like Dark Ride number 11. Like exactly. This is written by Joshua Williamson, who's been doing Superman, who's doing G.I. Joe Duke and G.I. Joe Cobra Commander over on Skybound for Energon U. And Joshua Williams, and he's doing Green Arrow. See, that's great. That's a busy writer. That's someone who's got stories to tell. And this is his independent stuff. And it's like horror based about like, a family of evil people, I guess. And so it goes one more issue. And I liked it because, it was an issue 11 of 12. And I'm walking into it basically right at the end. And it was still a time well spent with a funny book. Seriously, it's just a story. It should be, every issue should be accessible to a new reader. I fumbled my way into this. I tripped into Dark Ride number 11. And it was fun. And it was new. It was unexpected. I was surprised. And I just, that's for me is a fulfilling experience about being a comic fan, about giving things chances. I also checked out for the first time. Where's that button? Roll that beautiful bean footage, Pika, to the interwebs. I Hate Fairyland number 12. The 3 Billy Goats skirt. But this is actually, I love this cover. I don't know if there will be any more. Oh, there is. Oh yeah. I Hate Fairyland. It's written by Scotty Young, and it's got really good art too. Scotty Young actually does his own art too. He's known for doing like the like this stuff, like kid versions, cartoony stuff. But he's a cartoonist. It's like it's caricature. It's there's a cartoon shouldn't be squashed because of its effects. And cartoon, there's a lot going on in cartooning, and this is like a different version of an old fairy tale, and one of my favorite ones. I don't know, do you remember the tale of Billy Goat Gruff? And as the Billy Goat goes across the wooden bridge, and underneath the bridge is a troll, and the troll, and like, of course you can hear the clapping of the goat's hooves upon the wooden planks of the suspension bridge. Yet creation of human, by the way. And underneath this bridge lives the troll who wants to eat the goat. And he says, "Who's that trapping upon my bridge up there?" And, it is I, Billy Goat Gruff. And it's about like, it's a great morality tale about protecting yourself and not falling for the obvious dangers. Potentially stronger than you and meaner than you, who live in dark places and under the bridge, might want to hurt you. And how do you get out of it? And if they're stronger than you and meaner than you, you think your way out of it. But it was fun. It was nice. I might pick it up. I just might pick it up, especially if there's a variant cover. There's a Brett Bean variant cover. He did both covers apparently, and but it was fun. So hats off to Image for making some fun comics. Listen, look, The One Hand #2. This is by REV. This is some detective stuff. How many issues is this going? Is this going 4 issues or 6 issues? Oh, it's continuing. Okay. It also has another comic book, The Sixth Hand, that's written by, I think, by Dan Waters. Is that it? And they interplay, they overlap. They have the tell on this is the design of the covers, because they look like very similar books design wise, but it's a complete miss for me. And I'm the one who's been extolling Ram V out here. I can hear my friend Dwayne Muth out there going Ram Z in the chat right now, and he's right, because this is the slow burn of Ram V that I'm just not connecting with. I mean, I'm a big fan of his work on Tech and on Rare Flavors, and I'm looking forward to experiencing some more of his work, specifically Swamp Things issues numbers 1 through 16. My friend Jim Werner of Weird Science Comics Reviews, he was like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, oh, really, Jim? I mean, yeah, huh? That's not a direct quote, by the way. Just, he is a reputable, reviewer. Talk about criticism. He's more than a fan. He's more than a customer. He's a reviewer. When does the reviewer become the critic? The critic, though. I mean, isn't there like a hierarchy here of, we got feedback, we've got review, and then we should have critique. Le mot français, critique, n'est-ce pas? Vous entendiez moi, n'est-ce pas? Oh, salle de bain. Pichado. All right, we got Black Widow Hawkeye #1. It's fun. Yes. It's by Stephanie Phillips. And look at this. Here, once again, I'm Team Ethan. You know this. I know this. You know what I mean? Let's find some common ground instead of instead of picking on each other. Let's just, but this is what Mark Brook, he gets paid a lot of money for that. But that's all he does. The rest of it's handed over to a programmer who codes this thing up. But like I said, I'd have no skin, live and let live. I mean, just watching Brooks and Ethan fight was just, jeez. This is the reality television we tune into. It's like wrestling kayfabe in a way. Sure. Oh boy. Okay. It's Modern Black Widow. Modern Black Widow has a symbiote called Widow. So, I mean, does Natasha really need a symbiote suit? I mean, mashups are all the rave these days, especially with pre-existing female characters. Is like they need to take on like the attributes of other characters in order to, have better agency or more power. Or is this the postmodern academic power sharing model? I don't see Hawkeye, with a Captain America shield, that he can use, real quick too. And, it's like, hey, it was a gift from him. It was a gift from Thor. It's made out of Midgardian, ore. And he it was for Steve's birthday, and and Steve gave it to me. Something like, what I mean? Why not? I mean, you throw in other aspects of different properties. Or is this intersectional feminism and messaging in our comics? Is this publication stuff? Like this, we have to show models of power sharing. It's like, look at poor Kamala Khan. We can't be happy with her being herself, her happy young self. You know what I mean? Now you had to age her up put her in college, and then like, you know, she's an inhuman, she's a mutant, she's a you know, what? And I mean, just what, you're tinkering with something that was working. I mean, a lot of people out there don't, like, you know, in my side of the fan culture, like, are just like, oh, Kamala Khan. And I'm like, yeah, but also when it boils down to it, she's a great Marvel character, in my humble opinion. I love Kamala Khan. And she's great. I mean, like, yeah, she's got, you know, like Jubilee had that same kind of, you know, thing going on. She's a great character. She's like your kid's sister or your little cousin or your best friend's kid's sister. You know what I mean? In a way, I'm saying this as a dude, as a guy, and just like, you know, you're part of the gang, and we got to watch out for you. And you know, you're gonna have a, you know, we're having adventures, and you're gonna share it, and you have your own thing. And I don't know. I just, where did that come from? Power sharing. I mean, look, no. I mean, Natasha's impressive power set wasn't enough. We had to give her, you know, and with using a symbiote is also, there's a give and take. I mean, there's a balance. I mean, the symbiote might have its own motivation, and quite possibly could be a negation of the negation in a storytelling thing. The characters, you have, you know, protagonist, antagonist, and in the middle you have Gollum, the negation of the negation, something with their own motive and their own goal, and who will play both sides and who will turn on both sides. Exactly. What does this have to do with Stephanie Phillips? Well, she's cute. I met her she was sitting next to her then boyfriend, Brian Nazarello. And then I thought she was, I almost got her confused with one of the other Stephanies, because we're always making those jokes. Stephanie Williams. And I looked them up, and I was like, oh, no, this is Dr. Stephanie Phillips. And she's got a PhD in like in arts. And I never read any of her stuff. So, you know, I didn't say, you know, I was kind of shy, but it's like, she was cute as a button, you know what I mean? And she likes, you know, older bald guys too. So I know I got a chance. Call me. We'll talk funny books. Yeah, that was at Wicked Comic-Con Boston last year. Going again this year. And I'm going. Oh, here's an update for everyone playing along at home. I have to withdraw my intentions of going to Dallas Fan Expo this year. I can kind of swing it financially. Yet, stand by. Where's my cursor? I can swing it financially, kinda. Yet, the weekend after Dallas Fan Expo is Boston Fan Expo. I've already got my 3-day pass for that, and I'm going to, of course, I'm going to Boston Fan Expo, and pre-recorded live from Boston Studios, which is down the street from the corner and the Dunkin' Donuts. You might have seen the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. I was gonna say a very bad word. Regarding. It sounds like regards. Regards, Affleck's, those regards I have. That's hugely inappropriate things to say. Oh no, it's just the way we talk around here. Don't get upset, honey. Jeez. I mean, you want a tissue? Here you go. You can keep that. Hey, you got some drool on your chin. Oh, Suicide Squad Dream Team. It's countdown to absolute power. Look at that trade dress. Oh, well, why don't you share the screen correctly, Sal? There we go. Look at that trade dress. I mean, woo! That is classic DC tie-in countdown. Here we go to event kind of stuff. Oh, but Eddie Barrow's got art in here. I love Eddie Barrow's work. Now, this is a Suicide Squad Dream Team. Here we go. And also, because You have Dreamer. Who is that? That's Dreamer. Dreamer is a newer character, and they are probably like the Katana aspect to the team. Who are these two in the background? I don't know. But we have Harley Quinn and Bizarro and Amanda Waller. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Suicide Squad, the dream team. So Dreamer is like, yeah, she's the chaotic good. And I don't want to say good guy because I don't want to misgender the imaginary person and get canceled on Twitter for that, because people are wicked sensitive about that stuff, It's just like, geez, I imagine you with the skin knee at 4. Holy shit. You must have think that the skies were turning red. Fuck. Oh my goodness. Speed Force number 5. How long is this going on? It's got to go 6 issues. That's April. Okay, so yeah, it's only going 6 issues because May solicits are out, and this is coming out next month. And this is, come on, I am not punching down. And let's see, Jarrett Williams, Daniel DeNicolo is doing the art, and it's just, I don't know. This I hope. Listen, this is be nice to comics that aren't out to hurt you, I guess. Speed Force is a benign, safe, cute use of characters, especially young characters. So we have Kid Flash, Wallace West. We also have Avery Ho, the Flash of China, in a team-up book. And they're young people. They're both under the age of 20. Hopefully Wallace is 16 or 7. I mean, why age these characters up so quickly? It's like they just like the kid characters are fun parts of the most fun parts of it. They're like ways for small people to get into the show, to be like their own avatar inside of this space, this fictional space. Robin was like that for me as a kid, and Kid Flash, the original Kid Flash, Wally West. But and I'm a big fan of Flash books. That's a Flash fact. And it's not that it's a bad story. It's just a little all over the place. But the art isn't for me. Whoa, stop the press. We have Fables 162. Is this like the final issue ever? It's the finale of Black Forest and earth-shattering ramifications for the world of Fables. Tink has become something far more powerful, blah, blah, blah. Never really I read a bunch of Fables. I really did. I really tried. Rose Red, Jack Wolf, was it? And this, that, and the other thing. And I mean, this could be it for Fables. Exactly. Do you read Fables? Fables was old Vertigo stuff, man. Dude, it's Alien, Black, White, and Blood number 2. Like Lansing and Kelly, ladies and gentlemen. And Paul Jenkins got a story in here too. Stephanie Williams got a story in here. Not to be confused with Dr. Stephanie Phillips. Please. And yeah, Paul Jenkins got a story. I would love to check out the Paul Jenkins story in here, of course. I'll end up reading this. And it's just, it was, the first one was a miss for me, which just sucks because I was a huge fan. Okay, those first Dark Horse Alien comics, they were in black and white. This is late 80s, early 90s stuff. They were terribly horrific as well. Then Aliens went color.
AJ Rose, flooring expert, will bring samples.
But the original, I would love to get my paws on those floppies. Those original. I mean, there's an omnibus. Marvel just got the rights to it with the 20th Century Fox imprint that they got. So Marvel has the rights to reprint that old Dark Horse stuff, apparently, and there will be a Marvel Alien omnibus, and it is so expensive. But it has all those black and white stories that I want. Those first issues of Alien. So I love Alien. I love the xenomorph. I love the whole thing about it. And I love that old Dark Horse continuity that we had before Alien 3 came out. You had adult Newt and Hicks, and worked better for me, in my humble opinion. No, Napalm Lullaby #1 from Rick Remender and Company. This was, maybe reading this blurb will make this make sense a bit, because this thing was just, Remender has a letter at the end of this where he's, telling you of what's going on and how he came to this, and what's he gonna, what's his objective here. And it was the most cognizant part of the entire book, in my humble opinion, except for the cold open, which had a Superman kind of reference. We have 7 variant covers for this issue #1. $4.99, 48 pages. It's the art's pretty tight. It's art by Ben Gell. Okay. And but was it satisfactory? No. It wasn't. If I given the choice, I would buy I Hate Fairyland over Napalm Lullaby #1. The Blood Hunt Diaries #0. Like, wow, what's this? Is this something free today? Wow. Go behind the scenes of the bloodiest Marvel event ever. Yes. We haven't talked about Blood Hunt. We will eventually. We'll get to it. Pepe Larraz's art, though, and I'm a sucker for a 0 issue. I want that out of sheer general principle. I love a 0 issue. I love a 0 issue, Pika. Sinister Sons #2. Sure. I mean, it's is this only going 4 issues, or this might go 12? Who knows? Tomasi, David LaFuente. It's fun. And using kids. Like I was saying about kid characters. These are young characters. These are, this is supposed to be fun. And hopefully stuff like this will collect well. And if you have they had the audacity of hope to use the tankobon format and to proliferate the marketplace with these kid-driven DC Comics, Batman and Robin, Blue Beetle, Speed Force, Sinister Sons, even Shazam by Mark Waid. I mean, that's 5 titles right there. I mean, throw in Birds of Prey, throw in Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville. You know what I mean? That's 6 issues. You're going to have to print that as a trade anyway. But why not take the risk in the tankobon format and try to get these safe, benign, well-intended, and just a little fun in places stories that you would actually give to a kid. Would you give a comic book to a kid? I would love it. I do. I often do. There are things out there. There are titles that you buy for boys, and there are titles that you buy for girls, and then there are titles that you buy for fans, which is a more unitive idea than just gender, is it not? Let's see. What else we got here? Petrolhead #5. Our Bones Dust. Yeah, Image has a big... And Adventure Man Ghost Lieutenant. Ghost Light #2. Oh, gosh. Adventure Man Ghost Light #1 I bought sight unseen because it's written by Matt Fraction and it's got art by Terry and Rachel Dodson. So I thought that, just sight unseen, this had my attention, and it had my $4.99 because, those are my kind of creators. Typically, I'm interested off the bat. I haven't seen a Matt Fraction book in ages. I'm still waiting for Casanova, the next volume of Casanova, to come out. it's been literally years. I mean, Casanova is a dead brand now. And would even Matt Fraction be allowed to return to its the sensibility of the book, of the sexy super spy, hyper violent, hypersexualized? I don't know. But Adventure Man #2, Adventure Man Ghostlights #2. I don't like talking like this. I don't like using these kind of words. But this is a very woke comic book. This is female intersectional feminist, body positivity, share the power. This checks all the boxes and shit. I'm not saying that because I don't like using that word. I think it's overused. I use it very, 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 very sparingly. I don't like using it. I think there are more fitting words. Instead of using the W word, instead of saying woke, I will say academic postmodernist and intersectional critical theory. With, Bill Maher had a really good idea on the word woke. That it started off as a great word, but like over time, it legitimately means something else, and it's something that it's kind of scoffed at too. And but yeah, it's I'm glad I took a chance on a book. I'm not going to buy #2, and it's only 2 of 2. There are only 2 issues to this. It would be very easy. I could just get the second part of this and have one complete story. I could use a Silver Age bag and board, and I can fit both in there, and tape it up, and then have one complete story. It's not worth it to me. This is just, it doesn't. I mean, it's not that it was a terrible story. It's just more of it trips over its own virtue signaling on the way in. I mean, this is made for a very specific audience, and I hope that audience finds this book. I do. It's just not made for me. I'm fine with saying that now. I am. Got Boom Studios with doing Firefly. That's cool. I Heart Skull Crusher. That's cute. Power Package of the Storm #3. Oh boy, it's all the way down here. Wow. This is Louise Simonson and June Brigman returning to what they began. And this is a 5-issue mini. That's the this is going to be a trade paperback. Once again, it's like, and why wouldn't Marvel release a Tonkabon format for Power Pack and try to sell that, something like that, in Scholastic, and get kids reading big 2 books? I don't get that part where, DC Looney Tunes 277. It is a $2.99 book. And I always come back to like, hey, I have an issue around here somewhere. It's around here somewhere. Pika. Where did it go? Oh, it's on the spinner rack. Oh, that's right. It graduated. It was an issue of Scooby-Doo and Batman Adventures, and I pointed out all the ads were house ads, but they were all for YA books, YA graphic novels, using these characters, like, even Teen Titans Go, which is a reliable, an iconic version, which is a brand within a brand. What else is on the shelves today? It's a big week. We got the Rebel Moon House of Blood Axe #3. Will you be picking that up? We've got Star Trek, Sons of Star Trek here. It's got Alexander Roshenko. It's got Jake Sisko. It's got Nog. And but I pass on IDW Trek, it's usually because it's off-brand. I mean, the only thing Trek, like literally the only Trek to come out of modern Trek since 2009 has to have been Terry Matlis's Picard Season 3. That's it. There's been so much Trek since 2009. And none of it's authentic. Sorry. And yeah. Let's see. And Batman and Robin and Howard. This is cute. Damian Wayne, there's nothing more important than protecting the streets of Gotham as Robin. Oh. That looks cute. From the New York Times bestselling author of Jedi Academy and Space Time. So that this is something that's made for kids. It's $3.99, 32 pages. And there are 3 issues. This will collect very nicely. And it already was a trade. See, this is what you get for reading the comments. The Gopher X said on January 19th, oh, hey, it's neat they're releasing this in single issue form. It was a fun trade for sure. Once again, the illusion of marketplace with floppies. I mean, seriously, why release it? Well, you have to have issues to put on the shelves. You have to have something to sell. You have to perpetuate your industry. I do. I'm a professional chef. I grok hungry people. Grok. Grok. It's a sci-fi word about gnosis, knowledge, and love, information, all wrapped up in experience. It's the whole thing. To grok, to fully know something. I grok hungry people, And here's one too. Okay, we're going to end the show on this. The Seance Room, Harry's Opus number 1 by Ben Templesmith here. All right, this has been solicited several times. And I'm not sure I'd see it on the shelf. At this point, I could probably put it on my pull list too, because I like Ben Templesmith. I want to support his art, and and I better make sure he's not blocked me on Twitter. That would suck. Hold on. Ben Templesmith. Ben Templesmith. There you are. All right. I thought I was following him. Okay, well, fix that. One more time for the world. Here we go. The Seance Room, Harry's Opus number 1. Harry Weiss, charming and sinister proprietor of the Seance Room, does his best to keep you present. This issue, masterfully drawn by Ben Templesmith, 30 Days of Night, challenges readers of comics one and all. I don't know. I like it's the art. The story will come second. I hope it's a good story. I really do. And is there anything else today? So I'll begin. Transformers, Wolverine. Let's see what else. I'm at at least 2 comics this week. Wow, what else am I gonna get? It's only 2. Hopefully, I'll get that 0 issue. That would be nice. 3 if they have. I Hate Fairyland. I'll pick that up. Number 12, just out of sheer general principle. I would pick up Looney Tunes 277 out of sheer general principle just to show the ads, because it's about, I think it's great proof that it's like marketing does know which ads that will support this title, and just why you have so much proof that over decades, like, who are the ads, what are they, and who are they focused at, or of whom are they aimed at? Would rather say. Let's see. Bloodshot. Unleashed, Reloaded by Valiant. Is this an Alien book? Yep, it's an Alien book. And this, oh wonder if this is new material or this collects previous stuff. Will it be? There's 3 of these solicited by Alien Books. I wonder if they're, how big are they? They're 32 pages. Oh my goodness. Well, this is book 1 of 2, and it's solicited 3 issues. Well, there you go. So now you know that you'll have this issue 3 of 3, and that maybe in that Punisher style. Indeed. Wow. I look forward to seeing what that looks like. Yeah. 32 pages, $4.99. Indeed. Keep your eye out for what Valiant Floppies will look like under Alien Books Publishing. And that'll do it for this week's show. Unless there's anything out there you want to talk about. Oh, we can't talk like this now live, but whatever, but leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll put it down on the show notes. And but coming home with a bag of funny books on a Wednesday. Coming home with a bag of funny books on a Wednesday. It's what we do here, and hopefully you have your own sack of new comics to enjoy this very Wednesday, new comic book day. And let us know in the chat and let us know in the comments what you're picking up this week, what you're putting down. And please think about liking and subscribing to the channel. We're still growing. We're a small growing channel. And we talk about comic books twice a week. And we also talk about other stuff too, about gratitude and blessings, and with cooking. I'm a professional chef. I share cooking videos, and that's about it. So thank you so much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.